Hey guys, Saturday, April the 22nd of 2023. I want to go over natural gas. So without any further delay, let's get into it. This is my grid I use for the energy sector, weekly and daily. What I want to focus on is natural gas. As you can see, the histogram is slowly starting to creep up, which is a good sign. As long as it's starting to go up, that's a good sign that chances are this might be going up too. Looking at the daily, you can see that the daily has entered into a squeeze play on April 14th, and it looks like the pressure is to the upside. So hopefully this is a little correction, and then we'll push higher and maybe test this 238. If we could push and break through there, chances are it's going to continue pushing higher. There is resistance up here, as you can see. I marked it in the gray all the way to 230 to 234. It went as high as 238. But the bears were going to come and going to pounce. So now what we're going to have to do is retest this to see if the bears still are there. Let's go to the simple glance chart I use. So you can see the MACD is still positive. The Hikanashi candle on the weekly now is positive, even though it's kind of negative, and it's in the mobile band and it's still color red, not white like this one. Is showing some indication that we're slowly starting to grind higher, but nothing, to cheer about and go nuts and go crazy and celebrate. Now, when you look at the daily, it looks much more positive. The Kanashis are positive, even though Thursday and Friday are full candles, so they're kind of little. You can see there's a little weakness, but the trend is up. This is white, and you're in the mobile band, so it's going to be noisy and choppy here, unless we break above 226, or unless the bears really pounce and they break below 210, then that's not going to be good. Volume is a little concerning. Thursday and Friday were kind of light, below the 20 SMA. Not really good. MACD is a little negative here, showing the weakness on the daily between Thursday and Friday. But overall, the weekly candle chart showing last 2 weeks are very positive and strong to the bulls. Looking at our market profile, you can see that this is the area I was indicating that we're going to have a tough time using the anchored VWAP. Now we're below it, which is somewhere around 230. And using the anchor VWAP from the April 14th, we're above it. So it's kind of like, there's two things I'm watching at. We're above it here, but we're below it here. So we need to push higher and take out that 238. So maybe we could reach the point of control, which is at 255, around that value area high of 257, and grind higher. So that's what we have so far. And lastly, let's look at our levels. As you can see, this 221 has been support all Friday. And now the support climbs up to 222. Not much of an increase, but resistance to the upside obviously would be that 227. And targets would be 230 all the way to 233 on the daily, which is 234 and 230. This is what the bears are right here. Now, when you look at the weekly, it looks positive. You know why? Because we're above the previous 50%, which is this one right here, 209. Now we need to regain 226, which is the 315 degree in the square of 9. Once we hold that and, find that as support and push higher, we're going to test 238. Now, once we, push above 238, there's going to be levels of resistance, 244 and 250. You're going to be very close to 251, which now you get to the monthly 50%. As you can see, this was the previous month. 237, you can see that we stalled right there. So we can regain that. This is your next target. This is the big target, 251. If we could get above there and or at least kiss it, that's not bad. That's pretty reasonable right there. We could get there, at least for May or May 3rd, where it gets a little toppy. We know that June and July are kind of weak seasonality wise, so don't expect this to go to the moon. This is more, just trying to get the scalp swing trade. Once we get to 251, that's not bad, a lock-in profit. I know there's some that are long from up here, who knows, even here, whatever. It's going to be a tough, nut to crack unless, it goes all the way to $3. That's not bad either. Anything above there, start trailing your stops even tighter. Because then, May gets very toppy and then goes into June and July where we are very weak in regards to seasonality. Okay, I'm into 5 minutes. Let's go into our mind map. Wanted to show you what's going on there. As you can see, the large speculators, they're kind of getting a little bump to the upside. Not that much. It's kind of flat. And commercial are kind of unwinding a little bit, but it's pretty much flat. The trend is down. I added this. This is the price 1002. Squaring it out. So I'm just kind of getting some numbers out of there. Dates I have on my radar coming up will be the 25th. You can say the 28th. That's a Friday. That'll be Sunday, which that'll be probably when the market opens. And then the 23rd, you can see the sentiment. I kind of consolidated more on my weekly cycles and just kind of narrowed down to the more important ones, not the ones that are kind of, options on the side. So it's pretty much the 141, the dominant cycle, and then on the daily pretty much sticking to the 21-year data that I have, 356. We just now starting the uptrend, which we hit a trough around April 11. So this one's positive. The 78 dominant cycle goes down to May 9th, and the dominant cycle, this is kind of fractal, but it's not showing too much positive, correlation. But it says that, around June 12th, it bottoms out, which kind of makes sense because, we're on a wave 3. So we're working on a wave 4. Maybe we get that in May. We were hoping to ride all of April and go into May and then kind of stall and then go down and make a bottom maybe in June, July, which just makes sense on the weekly. And that would be your wave 5, somewhere around there. Using the Elliott wave. That's where we are here in the wave 3. Doing a wave 4 into May. And then somewhere, go down and somewhere around June or July, make a wave 5. And then, continue the uptrend. But so far the daily is up, leading to the possibility that could play out into May. But know that this was probably indicating more of a wave 5 down to June, July. And that's it for that. Let's go into our chart over here. Statistics in regards to, you already know what happened last week. You can look at the back testing on that. Monday, it's an up day in regards to trading day. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are down days. And then Friday, regards to trading day, is an up day. In regards to weekday, Monday and Friday are up. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are down. So weekdays and trading days between Tuesday and Thursday are in correlation. Where they separate, it's on Friday. Actually, Monday, they're both in sync. They're both in sync Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. Actually, they're actually in sync. So looking at this, Monday and Friday are up days. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are down days. Looking at the average return by week, you can see that this is down. Looking at where you could make the most money or lose money, actually, because I have it negative. This right here, it says from 425 all the way to the 28th. So pretty much from Tuesday to Friday is negative. And then the 27th is the worst day. That's where you lose the most money on Thursday. It's something for you to have, statistically. Nothing means that it's going to play out exactly, but at least you have some days are where this price action, in the past, what it has done, and then see what happens and, if it plays out the same way. What else? I think that's it. Square 9, that'll probably be my last chart. We went as low as 216 and we popped all the way to 227 right here and then kind of closed around 222. If we could close above 230 and 233 and test 237, your target would be 241. We're somewhere around here regards price and time. I'm looking at 245 at, as a target in regards to price. So somewhere around here, 244, 245. I think maybe if it's going to play out Thursday or Friday, or maybe Friday for this nice little pop. But we'll see. I'm just doing some calculations and see how it's going to play out. But so far, this is what the market is giving us. And as long as we could stay above here, 209, regain 226, test 228, and push higher to 244 to 250, that's not looking bad for a swing play to the upside into May. And then once we get to May, tighten stops, lock in some profits because it's going to get, very toppy, and then probably go down into June, July, do a wave 5. And then from there, assess, the weekly cycles are going to be already bottoming out. They're going to start going up. And then maybe, ride this trend higher. So those are my thoughts. Let's see how it plays out. I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on natural gas.